So, good news, we sold our house. Yay! Bad news is that when we left our house, we didn't have an RV to move into because it was still getting ready.
So thankfully, our great sales guy got us a hotel to stay in. So we're homeless in a hotel with our
5 kids.
5 kids and one with autism. So we had quite the adventure with him.
And we're excited to share it with you.
Yes.
We sold our house and celebrated by taking the kids to their favorite place to eat.
The reason I like buffets is because you can just pick your food. You don't get a certain amount. Now.
Yeah.
Ice cream cones.
We left to go to a hotel after we ate at the restaurant, and we thought this was just the best idea ever. Kids were all excited at first because it's nice, it's clean, and new, but the novelty, it ended about bedtime. And that was the time when we put Ezra in his safety bed. We put him in his pack and play with his netting that goes over, which he'd slept in so many times before. And then while we were helping the other kids, Ezra escaped out of his bed. Ezra, what are we gonna do? What are you gonna sleep in tonight, huh? It was close to midnight, and we didn't have a bed to keep him safe in. And I realized that I just signed up for a really long night. It's gonna work. You got out of your pack and play. Omar's got his jams on backwards, so we can't take him off in the middle of the night and take off his diaper. Ezra is our 4th child. When we first got him diagnosed with autism when he was 21 months old, he didn't know that he could communicate. Ezra's a special little kid. He is my happiest child. He is a lot of fun once you get to know him and once he opens up to you. When he decides he wants to socially connect with someone, he does it in his own very special way. Ezra is overstimulated sensory-wise, visually. And so if he goes places where there's just too much to look at, too many people, he'll get closed off, he'll want to run away, he'll get nervous, he'll get scared. Ezra is usually a super happy kid, but he will have meltdowns, and when he has meltdowns, usually it takes a really, really long time for him to get over whatever he's upset about. Come here, do you want a hug? Do you want some compressions? Huh? Yeah, you like that? Yeah, you like that? You like some hard, rough play. You like to be tickled hard, huh? Hard. Hard. Yeah. He's holding onto my thumb right now. That night, my husband and I were sitting on our bed, and Ezra was slowly falling asleep on his brother's bed with him, his brother Benson. And Benson was singing to him and scratching his back and trying to help him fall asleep. It was scary because I kept waking up and looking over to see if he'd escaped again, see if he was okay. Benson and Ezra have a really strong bond. Benson will put him to bed every night and sing to him and pray a little night prayer with him every night, and I've never asked him to do that. He just does it. It's really sweet. And I remember that my husband and I just sat down on the bed in the hotel and we prayed, and my husband prayed out loud, "What do we do?" And as soon as Adam said those words, I remember feeling like, oh, a one-man tent. The next day, we went to a store to go get him a one-man tent, and it turned out to be like the funnest store ever. We didn't really know about it, but it was this big store. It was right next to our hotel. It had a Ferris wheel inside. It was 3 stories. It was kind of like a big mall, but it was just one store. And we ended up getting bathing suits for the kids. We ended up having lunch there. They got to play games that they loved. It was super fun. And then we did find a one-man tent. And so we went back to the hotel and we felt pretty good about it. We took the kids swimming. I took the baby back to the hotel for a nap. And come nighttime, we try to set up the tent. We're in our hotel. Benson's working really hard with Daddy to set up this tent for Ezra. We bought it today and we were hoping, what were we hoping, Benz?
That Ezra could use it.
Ezra could use it, right? But guess what? It has to be staked in for it to work. And we can't really stake it in the ground in the hotel. So this is bed, and it's,
Why do we have to stake it in the ground?
look at it. You're supposed to take these things and then pull it, and that makes it kind of like pop up. So, he just unplugged our lights. Let's plug it back in. While Daddy and the older kids are figuring out Ezra's tent/bed situation on this day in this hotel, we are hanging out right here because we're ready for bed. And don't bite. Don't bite. Don't bite. He only bites people he really, really likes. Hey, Simon. Yeah, I have it in my purse.
Yeah, we need it.
Okay, great. Let's go get it. Let's go get the lock. Let's go get the lock.
So, we tied around connecting to like dressers, drawers, doors, and stuff like that.
Cool.
And so, I think it will work. So, as you can see, we put shoelaces connecting across everything.
Nice. Those the shoelaces.
Back there, and then inside, you can
So Ezra is going to sleep in here, and that's where their shoelaces are tied instead of the stakes to the ground. Wow. And he's got this cool mat.
Yep.
He's gonna sleep right here.
It's a nicer bed than mine. We're just gonna need to lock the zipper. He will escape.
Yes. So I was very, very grateful for the creative ingenuity of my husband and my son, Benson. They figured it out. They made a way for this tent to work. And Ezra climbed in and Benson helped him. But after we closed the tent, he was really crying. And I could tell that he was having one of those meltdowns. I could tell because I'm his mom. Over-sensory meltdown. And it was super hard to listen to. And we were putting the other kids to bed, just trying to figure out how we could help Ezra. He was in his tent, he was safe, but he was not happy. And it was new, and it was probably scary for him to be in a new tent like that. And when I was putting Marie to bed, I could tell that she had actually been crying. And I asked her what was wrong. She said, I don't feel good about Ezra sleeping in that bed all by himself. And I said, well, maybe there's something we can do. Let's say a prayer. And as soon as I said that, both Mark and Benson, my two older boys, came and we all sat on the bed and we knelt down and I just said a prayer out loud. And it was a fairly quick prayer. And I just said, Heavenly Father, we are trying to do the best that we can. We don't know all the reasons why Ezra is having this meltdown. Will you please send an angel to just stay with him tonight to help him get used to his new bed? Because here we are in this hotel room. We are stressed. We're overwhelmed. We're tired. We don't know what's going to happen the next day. And we need our sleep, and Ezra needs to rest. By the time I was done with the prayer, he was quiet. And the feeling in that hotel room was so calm and peaceful. And we just didn't say anything. And I just looked in my children's eyes, and they knew exactly what was happening. I didn't have to tell them. They knew, because they know their brother really well. Ezra has a hard time getting out of his meltdowns. Usually it takes steps of getting out of the meltdown. From the time that I started the prayer to the end, he had gone from full-blown, over-sensory meltdown to completely calm. And that was a miracle.
So thanks for watching that video. It's been fun to share that little clip about Ezra and his autism.
We deal with autism every day in our daily life, and yet when we take Ezra out into the world, I feel like people just don't know what to do. They don't know how to react. A lot of people just don't know what to say or don't know what not to say. Our little boy has a really special place in our heart, and we want to share the good, the bad, the beautiful. So we really hope by simply sharing Ezra's story that we can increase that awareness and acceptance for people on the autism spectrum. And be sure to share this with anyone that you know who might be interested in Ezra's autism story.
It'll be fun to have his story, I think, with this whole adventure that we're going on, and kind of the different things that we have to do to get creative to accommodate a little bit for some of the things that we go through on a daily basis with Ezra. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already to our channel. And looking forward to our next video. We're going to share how we remodeled and are continuing to remodel our Class A RV with some of the issues and stuff we've been having, and a lot of that stuff.
We've had a lot of challenges.
A lot of challenges, yeah.
We've had a lot of roadblocks and a lot of unexpected things happen. We're excited to share that with you in our remodel video next week.
Thanks a bunch. Talk to you soon.
Bye.